Hi guys, so we're going to run through a cable, seated cable hip flexion variation. What we got here on the Bravo again, the extendable pad, which you should be able to see. Like Ryan has got his non-working side's foot on that pad. So what he's able to do there is create a lot of stability through his pelvis. Because if we're challenging the pelvis essentially unilaterally, or muscles around the pelvis unilaterally, the joints within the pelvis have the ability to move. So if we can create stability on the other side, it means the guys we're working can actually produce a bit more force. We've hooked the cable around Ryan's foot. It is challenging dorsiflexion there. That's not a bad thing. People don't train dorsiflexion enough. If you're dealing with someone who potentially isn't strong enough to hold that position of their foot throughout, which is a potential drawback of the exercise as it is, you can hook the cuff completely over the heel and take that joint completely out of it. Again, it's not the perfect exercise. Like we are essentially challenging muscles around the knee at the same time as well. So it's, it looks on paper like a single joint exercise. It's not technically. But what Ryan's going to think about doing is, like I said, he's thinking about driving in hard through that non-working side's foot, creating stability through the pelvis. He's going to engage his abs as well, because that's going to create stability from the pelvis top down. There's a lot of those spinal flexors attached onto that pelvis as well. So creating stability from all angles. And he's thinking about engaging through his hip flexors and just squeezing up through his hip like that. And again, like that moment I was somewhat, quite big in that position. It's not, what Ryan's actually doing here is he's going into a degree of knee extension as he goes into that eccentric, which is actually creating a much greater challenge to the hip flexors in that lengthened position where he's actually stronger. So again, he's actually doing a pretty smart thing. If you have someone that doesn't have that ability to control that, you can manually offload. So Ryan himself, like if I was the trainer, I could push up Ryan's thigh like this and essentially manually offload the movement as he gets into that short position. If you're training on your own, Ryan himself could do that. So as he's getting into that position, he's just offloading that weight. But again, what he's just got to be thinking about is maintaining that foot position, thinking about getting into a fully shortened position through that hip flexor, and being careful about that knee, like so. And then again, as he gets into that position, he's just thinking about offloading as he gets weaker.